Hello and welcome back. My name is Amanda Kelly and this is Bacon Bits. Bacon Bits are a series of mini trainings designed with your busy schedule in mind. Bacon Bits provide technology integration and tips for your classroom. Let's dive into this week's topic. Today we're going to look at creating filters in your email. When you check your email, have you ever lost an important email? Does Google Classroom bog down your email and fill it up? Today we're going to talk about filtering emails so that you can find what you need quickly. To get started, there are 3 ways you can filter your email. The first way is by using the drop-down feature with your search mail. I'm going to show you how to filter your Gmails. So you can see here in this email account, there's lots of emails from Google Classroom, and it's hard to find important things like your transportation changes or any emails from your administration or from your team. Using the drop-down at the search, in the from, I want you to type in at classroom.google.com. When you type in from, you're going to see this create filter appear at the bottom. We're going to click create a filter. Here's where you have some options on how you can filter your emails. You can skip your inbox. So if you create a label for it, it's going to go straight to that label if you select to skip your inbox. I'm going to skip down to this option where it says apply the label because I want all of my Google Classroom emails to start going to its own section in my email so that I can see other things. So I'm going to click apply the label, click choose label, and then I'm going to select new label. I'm going to label this Google Classroom because that's where it is going into that filter. Create. Now, here's where I have some more options. I do want it to skip my inbox because I want all of my Google Classroom emails to go to this tab and not be in my direct inbox. I can also mark it as read as soon as it comes in, star it to make it stand out. I can forward it to a forwarding address. I could delete it. I can check never send it to spam, especially if this is for something that goes to spam all the time. I don't tend to have that problem with Google Classroom. Always mark it as important, never mark it as important. Categorize it, and this is where you're going to see those built-in categories from Google. So this is one you cannot modify. They're ones that they've already created. And then this last one, also apply filter to matching conversations. I am going to check this one because I don't want it just to apply to the ones that are coming in. I also want it to apply to everything already in my inbox. So now that I've skipped my inbox, created my label, and selected that I want all the messages to go there, I'm going to click Create Filter. Now, this is going to take a second because I'm working in an inbox that has about 6,000 messages, but if we give it a minute, I click my Google Classroom tab here on the left. And you're going to see that 6,000 of those messages in that inbox were from Google Classroom alone. So now if I go back to my inbox, you can see the 405 that are left. Let's talk about how we can filter out other important emails to make them stand out. Say, for example, you want emails from your administration to stand out in your inbox so that you can find them quickly. Typically, ones from your administration are going to be ones that you need to see that day or within 24 hours. So to do that, I'm going to go back up to my menu, and then in the from, I'm just going to type in the administrator's email. That Create Filter button is going to appear. I'm going to click Create Filter, and here's where I can select what I want to happen to it. This time I'm not going to skip my inbox because I want to see these as soon as they come in. I don't want them to go to a separate section. I don't want to mark them as read because I actually want to open them and read them and know when I've seen it. But I am going to apply a label. I'm going to create a new label. I already have my Google Classroom label, but I'm going to click New Label. And I'm going to call this Admin. Now you can call it whatever you like. Click Create. And then I'm also going to say, always mark it as important. And then last, also apply to filter to matching conversations because I want all the emails in my inbox from this person to be marked. Then I'm going to create filter. Give it a minute. When I go back to my inbox, you're going to see here now all the ones from that administrator have the label admin beside them. That still doesn't stand out enough to me. So now I'm going to add a color. Down at my label where it says admin, if you hover over, you'll see 3-dot menu button. Click the menu button, and then you're going to see label color. Here's where you can choose the color that that tag appears as. I'm going to make it red to make it really stand out. Now when I look at my email, I can very quickly find those emails from the administrator without having to read through. Let's look at a different way to filter our emails. Take a look here at this email from iExcel. I want these to start going somewhere else. So another way to filter is to open the email, and from the email, there's a 3-dot menu at the top. Click here for more, and then you're going to see an option, filter messages like these. And then from here, you're going to get that same menu about creating a filter. It's going to start filtering from that email address. Click Create Filter. And then from here, you have the same options. For these, I want to skip my inbox because I want them to go to a separate section. I'm going to create a new label. I'm going to call this iExcel Reports. And then I also want to apply that filter to all the matching things in my inbox. Then I'm going to create my filter. Give it a minute. Here you can see that it's already appearing at the bottom. I am going to label it a different color so that it stands out. Let's make it yellow. And when I click on that label, now all of my iExcel reports are in one place. And when I go back to my inbox, they're now not bogging down my inbox. I go directly to them, and when I go back to my inbox is clean. Now say you have an administrative email that you've opened and you've read, and you're ready to file it away. You don't want it to stay in your inbox because it's cluttering your inbox, but you also don't want to delete it because you may need to come back to it later. You can put it in the label after you've read it. So you're going to check the box for the email, and then at the top you're going to see a file folder with an arrow in it. Click there, and then you're going to see the labels that you've created. We're going to move this one to the admin label. When you do that, it disappears from your inbox, but it's still in your email. If you go to your admin label, here's that email saved. So now you can clear out your inbox to find other things more quickly. Now, say you create a filter and you want to change it later. You're going to do that by going to your settings, click See All Settings, and then in the top there is Filters and Blocked Addresses. If you click there, here you can see all the filters that you've created, and you can edit them or delete them from here. You can also create new filters this way too. At the bottom, you're going to see the button Create a New Filter. So from here, I can click that and then make a new filter. Let's say you have some emails that are advertisements coming into your inbox, and you don't necessarily want to get rid of them because sometimes they have great information, but they're not things that you need to see right away, and you want to be able to come back to them when you have time to kind of dive in. For example, this iExcel email, it's not a report like I previously searched, it's just an advertisement for them showing some of the updates that they've made. You can filter these a little differently. If you go back to your More and filter messages like these, and then click Create Filter, instead of creating a label, you're going to categorize them with Google. So categorize as, and then choose promotions. They also have primary, social, updates, and forums if you want to split your emails up more in depth. I'm going to click promotions, and I'm also going to click skip the inbox because I don't want them to come to my inbox. I want them to go to this promotion section where I can look at them later. And then click create filter. So now, if you click more, promotions are under your categories, right there. So now here's all of my promotions. All right, now I want you to try it. Open up your email, log in, and at the top in the search bar, I want you to click the drop-down menu. In this menu, I want you to think of one thing that you want to filter in your email. Maybe it's Google Classroom emails that you're getting that are bogging down your email. Maybe it's email from your administration, or maybe it's your team emails. Maybe it's a weekly agenda. Make your choice, and I want you to put in the specifications for that email. For my try it, I'm going to filter the Google Docs. So for this, it's going to be docs.google.com. So anytime we get invitations to edit Google Docs or someone has shared a Google Doc, this is going to filter that to a new location. Then click Create Filter. From here, I want you to make your selections on how you want to filter it. Do you want it to stay in your inbox, or do you want it to go to a separate tab where you can look at it later? If you want it to go somewhere else where you can look at it later, click Skip the Inbox and archive it. Do you want them to be marked as read, or do you want to open them as you go? Make a label if you want to create a label if you're going to archive it. Here, I'm going to make a new label and call it Google Docs. Label yours something that makes sense to you. Mark it as important, never mark it as important if it's something that you want to show up as important later. Maybe you're doing your promotions and you want to categorize it, so choose your category. And then at the bottom, if you want it to apply to everything that's in your inbox already and future messages, you make sure you check that box at the bottom, also apply filter to matching conversations. Then click Create Filter. Once your filter has been created, find that filter in your left menu, find the three dots, click your menu button, and then change your label color. I hope you found today's bit helpful. Please let me know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to take that quiz so that you get credits for your CEUs. See you next week.